Focus the viewer's eye with a blur effect is our topic today on Luminar Coffee Break. Let's see what we can accomplish in 10 minutes or less, starting now. Hello everyone and welcome. So our topic today is about how to use the blur tool to focus the viewer's eye into our scene. And let me give you an example. All right. So here we are, and I took this photo at my sister's house. So this is part of her garden, and I was up there visiting around, I forgot when it was. But anyways, so there I am outside. I love this. It's okay, but this is what I envisioned. Look at that blur effect. Look how we're able to focus the viewer's eye onto that flower. Now I'm going to show you how we can get this done real simple. All right. So let's go back to the original. Before I start applying the effects, let's just do a simple edit. Let me make sure there's no edits to it. I'll discard them all. Good. All right. So here I am. I'm going to start with Develop Raw, and I do want to enhance the black tones. There we go. The highlights, right, especially in the flower themselves. Look at this. I definitely want to get rid of the highlights there. And then as for the color, let's pump up the vibrancy just a bit and desaturate it just a touch. All right. So let's see before and after. All right, good. And I am going to work a little with the Enhance AI because I love how it finds hidden details that I may have missed. Yep, sure enough. Good. So now we're off to a great start. It's nice, but let's get creative. So I'm going to come to the creative tools, and under blur, watch this. I'm going to give it just an arbitrary amount for now. Now this is starting out with Gaussian blur. This is twisted. Here's motion, and here's a tilt shift. So we could use different variations. I am going to go with twisted because I really like twisted. I'm going to take the blur of the center. I want to place it right about there. Now, at this point, what I'm trying to do is I want to look at not the area that is blurring like this, but everything around it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the amount and I'm going to adjust it slightly, because what I'm really looking at right now is down in here, this area. Right about there. All right. Good. Let's bring that up just a little bit more. Right about there. All right. Good. So I like where I'm at. Now, let's come to mask. And I'm going to use a radial gradient. I'm going to draw it on this area right about there. Now, if I leave it just like this, so if I leave it like this, what's going to happen is that effect will be applied just to that area. Well, that's not what I want. So let's hit the invert. Now, when I inverted it, it swaps it. And it takes it to where, instead of it being applied to this area, look what it did. It applied it to the rest of the area. Now I can continue, maybe go a little bit more. I can adjust the angle. Now, if you want to get really creative, like a circular effect, look at this. We can do some cool twisting effects like this, or the reverse of it. That's up to you. I'm just going to double click on it to bring it back to 0. Now, I really like where that's at. Let's look at Gaussian blur. That's okay. Motion blur, and then tilt shift. And I can continue with the rest of the edits, but I really like that twisted one. Good, there we have it. So now that that's complete, we have the base of it already set. Now we can get a little creative on different things we want to do. Now notice the orders of operation. I started first developing the image. Once the image was developed the way I want it, I can always go back and re-edit it. That's not a problem. But once I start at that level, then I add the blur. Now I can add more artistic stuff to it. So let's look at edits for a moment. So under edits, you can see exactly what I did. Develop, enhance, and then blur. Well, now I want to save vignette for the very end. But let's give this a little painterly effect. So I'm going to click on a layer, and I'm going to use one of these, our good friend Carly Sullins. Yeah, we'll use this one. She's the one who gave me these. I'm going to stretch it out. Now I'm going to go to an extreme. I want to see the entire layer. Let's get rid of the color and convert it to black and white. That looks good. And I'm going to add a little structure to it. All right. Boost it a little bit. There. Now let's go back to layers. And here's the magic. Overlay. There I have it. Now you can decide, is that too much, too little? That's up to you. I'm going to dial it back a bit. Well, I like it right about there. That looks good. You know what? While I'm at it, let's experiment. I'm going to add another texture to it. Here's Old Masters. Let's try the Old Masters. Yeah, look at the texture I like. Let's fill it. And look how it's added a little texture. Same thing. Let's convert it to black and white. Just get rid of any color. And then change it to overlay. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Look what it's adding to it. I'll hide it. Look how it's adding a little extra snap to it. All right, so I have everything looking good. Now, I'm going to come back down to this layer here. So I like what I have up in here, but on this layer, you know what I want to do is I want to come back with develop, and I want to take those highlights. There we go. Because what I'm not liking is that white in the flower. I kind of overexposed it. But notice what I'm getting at here is you can get as creative as you want because that's the foundation. Then you can go back and make those tweaks. So I have it exactly where I want like this. But what I do want is, let's bump the color up a little bit. I want to saturate, let's say, the yellows just a little bit. Good. And then let's take those blues, purples, and the magenta. There we go. All right, and we add that little splash of color to it. And we can continue as much as we want. You might want to come down to super contrast because I want to get rid of that highlight there. Yeah, it's not doing it the way I want it. It's okay, but this is where I'd probably go in and paint in that yellow effect. But for now, that's fine. And notice, if I click edits, all of this was on this layer right here. All right? Notice it didn't touch the texture layers that we're working on. Now that I'm at the very, very top, I want to apply a vignette onto this layer because it'll affect the rest of it. So let's come up here to vignette, choose the subject, dial it back a bit, add a little inner light. Look at that. And we're all set. So we went from this to this, all right? And we did that real simply by applying the orders of operation, and we used the blur tool inside that at the very beginning. Now, I can always go back if the blur is a little too much or not enough. I always can go back to it and then enhance it, all right? So that was our simple way of showing you how we can use the blur tool combined with some of the other features in Luminar Neo to grab a beautiful artistic effect. Now, this image here, let me get back to it again. I am going to print this as a 16 by 20, and that's going to be one of my gifts for my sister because she loves her garden. And that's just another way we as photographers can use our skills to help other people. All right? Now, by the way, if you don't have Luminar Neo, please check out this QR code where you can get the best price on it. And if you already own it, still use that link there and you'll be able to receive 10% off anything on Luminar Marketplace. All right? Well, I hope you enjoyed this. Now, for those that are here, please stick around for the Ask Me Anything segment. For everyone else, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next coffee break.